Hi, Virgo. Welcome to your timeless empowerment and love reading. This oracle card reading is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants. And I like to say that we are all in an amalgamation of a ton of zodiac soup. So it could be possibly the title that drew you to this video. And if so, there's probably a message here for you. I like to make my readings timeless because it deals with subjects that can happen to different people at different times. So whenever you find the video or you're drawn to it, it's probably because there is a message for you in it. If you are new here, my name is Debbie Dubois. Welcome to my channel. We talk on my channel about spiritual awakening, we talk about empowerment, and we talk about the new incoming love relationship blueprint. The second half of this reading is going to deal with the love relationship side. The beginning part is going to be about empowerment messages coming in for Virgo. If you'd like to make your connection more powerful in this video so that I can tune into your energy better now and in the future, ways to do that is you can like the video, subscribe to the channel, and that makes it a little bit easier for me to tune into your energies. This is a quantum soup after all. Okay, so to get started, what I like to do is I like to pull a healing card from the Intuit Soul Expansion Trio and then clarify that with a focus card from that same deck. I've done that already so that I could tune into the energies of where we are going with this reading. So I'm going to go ahead and let you know what we're going to be talking about in this reading. Past lives came up. And I think this is so significant because I personally have been dealing with a lot of past life aspects coming in, and so have a lot of people I've known. So I pulled a couple cards from the focus deck, and I pulled one. The first one I pulled was community. And I felt that there was probably another subject that we also want to deal with past lives, and that is writing. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this reading. We're going to find out, where is it that past lives are playing a part in what we're going through at this time from the soul expansion experience we're all having. I think for this reading, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and use the Zodiac 180. I do want to let you know that Intuit Oracle is the loose sponsor of my videos, as they are the only cards I ever use. It's my business with my business partner, Kimberly Aria, who creates incredible cards. And the thing that we do differently is we put keywords on all our cards. That's what we got known for, which helps you tune into your own inner knowing. And when, how I use them is words pop off at me, kind of confirming what my own inner knowing is about the situation. And I always say, nobody knows better about your situation than you do. And sometimes we forget that. But when you start working with a permission slip kind of tool like this, it's something that enables you to see your connection a little bit more clearly. And then, I don't even really need the cards to tune in, but it's a lot more fun. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to use the Zodiac 180. We're going to say, what does Virgo need to know about past lives? Wow, look at this old-fashioned train. Well, and the first thing that comes on is moving on, right? We have to go forward. We have to go forward from that past, and the past is thread through our existence. If you believe that time is all going on at once. All right, so we got unchanged. So we're going to find out what that means in the context of this reading. Whatever it is you're dealing with tends to be kind of stable right now, which I can say for Virgo, that's probably a good thing. It depends, though. I mean, if you're wanting something to change it, it's not. All right, we've got the symphony. Gosh, even that has tones of the old steampunk symphony kind of look to it, doesn't it? Yeah, so I am. Community too. All right. So community, and we're talking about the symphony, and that is about organized structure, team, collaboration, organization. So there's something here about past lives and maybe how it's affecting, how you're relating with your community. We got fireworks. I love the fireworks card. So So this is talking about, this is a really positive, auspicious thing that you're experiencing, because whatever it is, it's moving in the right direction. Uh, but it also is heightened emotions. It might be some where, we forget that past life stuff can also be positive stuff. I think we think, oh, karma, we got to work it all out. But it could be some really good stuff is coming back in from past life aspects. We got chess, which is about moves and counter moves. Consequences of our actions. That comes out really strongly when I'm looking at this card. Thinking ahead, moves and counter moves. Let's see, all right, what else does Virgo need to know? This card is coming up a lot. The bodybuilder. That's coming up a lot. And that is self-improvement. That's working to push yourself to move into powerful, strengthened positions, pushing forward. We got the handcuffs though. So there's something probably disempowering that's happening in all of this energy where you are feeling held back. Maybe you're feeling held back because of whatever is coming up. Doesn't have to be a bad thing. It can be a good thing. It can be a good thing that you're hanging on to that you need to let go of. Do you see? So in a minute, we're going to go ahead and dive deeper into all of these cards at once. Let's see, we got a couple more spots here. We got another one. There's another victim mentality card, or where you're feeling handicapped, detained. That is the blinders, right? Resisting clarity. So something might be, it feels like something's trying to make itself known to you from past life stuff. And it probably has to do with how you belong, who you belong with. That's what I'm getting. And here we go. We got the crew. So this is your team. This is your team. This is your community. You're dealing with something having to do with a pool of people. Symphony, community. Wow. This is pretty powerful. All right, let's just get one more card. Let's get one more card and find out, what does Virgo need to know around past lives? This is when I wish we were doing extended readings, because I bet you we could dive super, super deep into this. And it's probably something that I'll do in the future. I just feel it's not really the time to do that. We got library, past. This is past research, looking beneath the surface. And look what's on that card. Do you see the word writing? So this is somehow where writing fits in with all of this. And I thought that was interesting, because typically I might pull one focus card, and I just felt that need. It has something to do with writing too. So, all right, well, let's go ahead. We'll go to the tabletop view, and let's dive deeper into these cards. Okay. The first thing that comes to me is to let everyone know, and to remind whoever's watching this reading, that we are talking about a very if this is a general reading, so I really don't see us getting too far into specific situations that you're dealing with that are coming up in past lives. But what I can say is I have information to, I feel like, share that really is spoken to in these cards. And it's the state of what's happening to us, a collective of us at the same time. And of course, I want to say that I do have a Virgo aspect. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. And if it wasn't for my Virgo aspect, I would be so disorganized. I'm a Sagittarius, and I've always thought I was really not good with detail, until I started realizing that I was catching a lot of things that some of my, business partners or my team members weren't catching. And I thought, why is that? I'm not supposed to be detail oriented, but the Virgo is very detail oriented. And as a result of that, I looked and I found out I do have 2 Virgo aspects in my chart. And so I'm really looking at these cards, and I'm relating very much to what I personally am going through right now. So I'm going to be able to share a little bit of that with you as we look at the different cards, because it's really clear to me. The past lives are aspects of ourselves that are trying to make themselves known, because we need to incorporate whatever we learned from that lifetime. But here, this is what I'm getting. We need to also move on, all right? We need to keep going. And when we are able to identify threads of energy that are coming from other places, then it makes it so much easier to do that, to move forward. Now, this is coming up extremely strongly in the reading, the community, because we have the symphony, which is about assembly, right? Assembly. The assembly is actually in the United States. That's how we started with assemblies. We would assemble to, run our country, in the smaller sectors. But collaborating, um, organization, cohesion. There's your community card. We also have the crew, right? So we have the crew, and that is all about working together as a team. And I'm trying to think of what else we're getting here. Well, we've got the actual community card, which I did kind of just put, interestingly enough, I found myself putting the past lives in there. Um, so there's something really strong here. Echo chamber too. Echo chamber comes in. Echo chamber is also about community. And it's like, I feel like being stuck in the past. The blinders is that stuck in the past. It's where we have a narrow focus, and we're in an echo chamber, whether it's our own or the group that we find ourselves in. But for me personally, I'm just gonna say that I found myself starting to watch a show that I don't watch TV. Just saying, don't watch TV. And I started watching Highlander. Well, it's not Highlander, Outlander on Netflix. I do not watch TV. But what happened was is I started having an immersion in this past life. And it's so interesting because this is about the time period that has been taking place. And what I found myself is immersed in this culture and this desire to know the history and all this. I am not a history person either at all. I'm not a history person, but I started to, started to pick up some of the language. What is Identikin? I don't understand. Like this is Scotland, right? And so I have Scottish heritage, and all of this stuff started coming up. And what's interesting is as this stuff started coming up, there was actually a lot of passionate feelings about that time period. I started to feel like from the perspective of the Scots when they were being taken over by the British. And I started feeling this hatred of the British and remembering, like not being able to express myself and having to be quiet and all of this. And so what's interesting too is that from a counterpart perspective, there is Scottish heritage with the catalyst that I had, but then something else came up where a new person who's entered in, I found out they have, from a psychic friend of mine out of nowhere who had no idea I was even watching anything having to do with Scotland, said, I'm tuning into him. Why is he wearing a kilt? I was like, are you kidding me? So I just am saying all this to emphasize, and I have other friends that are having, visitations from relatives or times in their past where they're digging through old lineage stuff. So I think that this is a really huge piece of where we're at right now for a collective of us. So the library card says that, there is stuff hidden. Think of the knowledge that's held in a library. You are the library. You have this library of knowledge that you might be accessing at this point. Now, this is for the reason of building your inner power and your inner strength. There may be resistance that you're coming up against, but if you're feeling the resistance, okay, the resistance may be making you feel like the energy of the handcuffs sometimes held back. Like, didn't I just say, I started to realize if you think about the fact that I have a YouTube channel and I'm a communicator, what is the worst thing in the world for me, from a communication standpoint, is to be censored. Well, the Scottish were heavily censored. They couldn't say anything no matter what they thought in the background. And of course, Outlander is all about, the rebellion that's at least some of it is about the rebellion of the Jacobites really not wanting to be under English rule. This started coming up for me, and it started showing up in my mission, like maybe being afraid to say what I want to say, or being confused as to what you can say and what you can't say. When you go through something like that, you start putting yourself in this confused, resisting state. You don't have as much clarity. You shut yourself down a little bit. You're holding yourself back. So this stuff is coming up right now for us to identify whatever it is that's still there, that's lingering, so that we can move on. So I'm really curious to find out how many of you watching this video have had anything, if you just look into it, have had anything coming up with blocks. Maybe there are even things that you thought you dealt with before. But what I think is so crazy is me not being a history buff, and then all of a sudden I'm Googling, what were these kilts that people were wearing? What's the clans? What's this and that, and all the language, and immersing myself in it. And obviously, my higher self has a master plan at play, right? And so this is part of the grand design of my awakening and of me getting out of my own way. And what I'm doing is I'm discovering the things that bring me joy, and the things that bring the passion back. And I mean, for those of you who have seen Outlander or have watched it, and if you haven't, it's probably the best twin flame show ever, as far as I'm concerned. That and Dark, which is like the dark side of that template. And like I said, I don't watch TV, but what's interesting is the energy between the two main characters is all about past lives. It's them experiencing going between multidimensionality. There's so much having to do with the community and where they fit in with their community in terms of the divine counterpart blueprint. Now, I want to say with the writing card in the library is you may feel called at this time to do some journaling. I'm actually being pulled to do some journaling myself, and I am a writer. For those of you that have followed me for any significant period of time, you know that I used to publish some I would say pretty powerful articles, because I was able to channel through my higher self when it came to counterparts and things like that, mostly about empowerment. But I have been finding myself wanting to journal because things are going so fast, you guys. Things are like, I think about this, everybody pulling together and moving us significantly quickly through, the water of history. This is the water of history. And the group of us are working together to move very quickly through all of this. You may find yourself wanting to do some writing, either about past life recall or just simply to keep track of what's happening. Yeah, this bodybuilder and the symphony are jumping out at me at one time, at the same time, because I'm getting the energy of how powerful we are as a team, how powerful we are as a synergistic organization of beings that are here doing so much to move. This is the crew, right? This is the crew. We're here to be the ones that move the energy through, move us through the energy, the time that we're in, so that we can get to where we want to go, which is a place where we can retire the handcuffs and the blinders forever, right? And that we can move into the fireworks stage. Now, I actually want to find out about this unchanged. What's unchanged? Okay, what is unchanged? What is unchanged in this? I would say that what is stable is you. All right. You are a big part of the situation, and you are stably working through whatever it is you need to work through. And maybe what this reading is meant to do is just to bring you a conscious message that this is something that could be happening to you. This is a message to say, keep going with awareness. Awareness pops up in my readings for me all the time. The awareness is the opposite of the blinders. So instead of having tunnel vision and resisting clarity and just, keeping such a narrow focus, or hyper focus on things. It does talk about concentration, and I want to say concentration is the awareness of what you're moving through. To me, I was thinking about this in my own deep search into my mission and what I'm doing here. And what I realized is that my readings really are more about bringing awareness to what you might be experiencing so that you don't feel alone, that you know others are going through it as well, and that you also know that there is a destination and an outcome that is in the progress, in the works, and that that there's an outcome here. And when you become aware and you have a perspective of that situation or whatever, it can bring great comfort so that we can relax a little bit more into the flow. And where did I see flow? I'm thinking here, where am I seeing flow? Maybe I'm just seeing it in my third eye. No, right here. Going with the flow, right? The train is going with the flow. Um, so anyways, that's a really powerful message. Please, if you are feeling like you resonate with that, like you're having um, just immersion in something historical, past lives, I would really love to know it if you have that Virgo. And this may be something you've been doing for a long time, but there's movement here. There's movement. It's like your situation and your ability to contact that multidimensionality is probably not going to change. That's stable. But it's what messages is that bringing you? For me, the messages are, number one, the importance of my freedom to be able to speak, but it's also the energy of the counterparts, which is what my whole mission and journey has been about. Not only embodying it, but also bringing my knowledge and understanding to others who are experiencing it. So it's a tool for me to go in and feel the energy of the counterparts, so that I know what it looks like, I know what it feels like without distortion. And listen, in the show there's so much distortion, it's crazy, in that what they have to deal with. But the one thing that's true is the constant love between the two people. And that's what we've got coming in with this new love relationship blueprint. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull messages from your counterpart, whether you're in union with them, whether you even know who they are. There's some messages that want to come through for that person. We're going to do that in let's clear the table. All right, so let's do that now. And I'm interested if any of these messages have to do with past lives. We're going to use Marla Kelly. It's Kimberly Aria did the design. Marla Kelly did the messages for this deck. Very powerful. I love using this deck for messages. I do that for my counterpart all the time. Hang on a second. Oh, we've got some cards that are turned over funny here. Yeah, I'm just going to give it a quick shuffle, because what I really want to do while I'm doing this is to let you know that some of what I'm getting for the sacred counterparts in the original blueprint is that, regardless of whether this person is in your life yet, whether you know them, whether you've just met them, whether you've been through a catalytic heart awakening before and you just let that other person go and you've moved into I want to, a high soulmate level connection, wherever you're coming from, there's still a person, the person. And I've resolved myself to the fact that I don't know who this person is. Even though I thought I knew who the person was, I realized, no, I really didn't know for sure who this person is. And why are my cards not wanting to come together? Isn't that kind of interesting? Is that kind of symbolic as I'm talking about not knowing? The best thing that I did was surrender to the fact that I don't know. And even though I have, sneaky suspicions, it is so powerful to be able to say it is the connection that I know exists. And when it shows itself, it will show itself. It will be that energy of the Outlander connection that I know what it feels like and I know what it looks like. And yeah, so that person, so, get someone in your head, or if you don't have any idea who this person might be, just know that there's a person making their way towards you, and you are also making your way towards them. If you're already together, then maybe there's some messages here from you as well, for you as well. Let's see what it says here. Okay, I wish I could say what I really feel. Someday I will, but right now I'm afraid to be myself. All right, so that's most likely for someone who you are either in communication with, or someone who you have yet to have a conversation with that really would like to tell you how they feel. And for whatever reason, they're not in their power yet, and they don't feel that the timing is right. So, and I want to say, for those of you that there is somebody out there and you have not met this person is feeling the pull towards you, and they really want to express how they're feeling, what they're looking for, what they're seeking in you that they have yet to find. And so what it's saying is they're really wanting to communicate with this person that, would be you or their person. But right now they're not in their true power. All right. And this is another, I'm walking home to you. I'm not sure where I am on the path, but I'm walking it. This is the divine masculine moving forward towards you. And I'm sure that this has been a process that's been underway for a while, because what I feel right now is an acceleration. I feel a real acceleration of the masculine being really pressed down on, that they have to do something because they're feeling your pull. So they're asking you, please don't give up on them. They're going as fast as they can, but it does take time to change. So please, be patient with this person. And that's if you're watching this video, you're not that person, because you're doing this work, or you wouldn't be listening to a video about it. But the other person has to find you in their own way, and they're just saying, don't give up on this beautiful relationship. And they're also telling you that we project our patterns onto each other and other people. I will just add to that. But sometimes it makes it difficult to see what's real and what is fear-based thinking, or just what is real and what is not real. We can get really confused as to, how we feel about different people, what their relationship is to us. And we do a lot of projecting of our own fears onto other people. So if you have someone in your life, whether it's this person or not, it's just a message that you could be projecting some of the stuff that's unhealed, possibly from this, or maybe there's this kind of contact that you're still projecting into the situation. So we have to kind of see past that, if that makes sense. We need to pass that, to expand more and see beyond those patterns, to find out what's real. All right, let's see what we got. What else we got? Oh, we got a jumper. All right, so the clearing that you're doing, whatever you're working on when it comes to past lives, it is helping your person shift too. So as you shift and you integrate these pieces of your past life, or you immerse yourself in whatever it is you're needing to know right now, you are helping your person. And that may be, someone that you don't even know and haven't met yet, or someone you haven't even had a conversation with that you feel drawn to. Union card, this person is reminding you that the same divine energy flows in both of you. So this energy is a catalyst for reunion. You just need to allow the energy of this magic to work. And to me, this is the surrender message, okay? Because what's happening for the blueprint, in my opinion, is that we are starting to feel that person, and it is making us dissatisfied not having them in our lives. Whether we know the person or not, we're tired of being alone, because we're feeling the merging and pushing of that energy drawing us together with that person. They're feeling that too. It doesn't matter whether they know who you are or not. They're feeling you, and they want you in their lives. They want that union. That is because you have the same divine energy flowing through both of you, and it's activated right now. So, that may be the activation of past lives having to do with this person. I mean, that's what the whole kill was about. I was like, this was a different person than the person I was catalyzed with. And I was like, why? I know that there's a past life with that person wearing a kilt, but then I was like, the new person's wearing a kilt. What the heck? And my friend did not know that I was watching that show or that I had any connection at all with Scotland. So all right, so this person wants you to know that they're feeling the abandoned feelings. Um, like they're feeling like others have let them down and they're feeling kind of alone right now. And that is, listen, that pushes them to realize that they got to find what they need inside themselves. Abandonment is just not getting what you need outside yourself. All right, this person is also saying that they have always felt a higher calling in life. And the connection that they're feeling with you is really pulling on them to move in the direction of that higher calling, whatever that is. All right, let's see. Whoa, there's too many cards, and I'm going to take them. Let's look at it real quickly. Yeah, no, we're not going to take any of those. I really, when it comes to these messages, they pop out very clearly, if you can tell. I mean, and sometimes I'll be going through the cards and it's like, nothing will pop. And it's like, well, the message you haven't come to it yet. Neither one of us is being honest right now. Why are we afraid to express ourselves? So in some cases, you have a connection with this person that is either not verbal, you haven't been able to communicate and express how you feel about each other, or you are projecting so much stuff that you're not able to express yourself without fear, because you each are thinking that the person is looking at you in a particular way, and it makes you really afraid. I know in my heart we'll be together one day, and that makes me sort of choke up. That helps me trust. Let's keep working on us. So that message is definitive that whoever this person is, they know that you're their destiny, and they're going to do whatever it takes within themselves to get there. And they're just telling you to trust it. They trust this process that they have to walk through, because you had to walk through this process as well. And it is my belief that the feminine energy, whether no matter what your gender is, that the masculine energy is what, first the feminine had to clear itself. And that doesn't mean women. The feminine aspect had to come into contact with its own higher self and become balanced in order to help the masculine get to that space. And I think it's just because the patriarchal masculine is such a big part, that energy is such a big part of the disempowerment chamber that we find ourselves in. So, okay, so I think to finish off the reading, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull an Empower card from the Soul Expansion Trio. These three decks have made such a difference in my readings because they give me something really to hone in on, and unlimited reading topics, really. Healing your projections will help you avoid co-creating discordant situations. Where did we just see that? Projection. Yep. So healing your projections. Where do projections come from? Other experiences. So whether that past life is in this lifetime or it's in other lifetimes, it gives you, what it does is it puts you in a particular perspective because of how you view the situation based on your past experiences. So what you do is you project your past experiences onto the future, and then you cast it, and you make all these other people play these roles. This is community. Your community starts playing all the different roles that you need to be played in order to create this movie that you have created in your powerful creator abilities, right? Through projection. This is how the film of your life gets made. And I just saw 11:11 on the timer of this segment of the video. So that's a pretty powerful confirmation. Healing those projections. Really, instead of avoid creating discordant, it will help you co-create very high vibrational timeline outcomes. So I think we'll go ahead and we'll leave the reading there. Wow, that is so powerful. What a powerful message coming in through for Virgo. Thank you so much, Virgo, for joining me for this reading. I hope you got some value out of it. And again, please comment below if you have been finding yourself immersed in some past life soup like I have. It's been crazy. And some of the stuff that was coming up from my very psychic friend, I mean, she was coming up with details about things that were coming up from the show of other past lives with this connection with this person. And it is crazy how much is available to us. You know what I think it is? The veils are thinning. And as the veils thin, we are becoming more and more in contact with our multidimensional selves. So I think that's exciting. This is a powerful, powerful message for Virgo and anyone else that is dealing with this past life. Immersion is what comes to me. I did a video, a 4-card pick a card reading that is love messages from your person. I've put that below. You might want to check that out. There are really good, helpful messages. In fact, I like all 4 of those messages for my situation. So I'm just saying it might be one of those videos where you pick a card and then you pick another card, because there's good messages in there. So anyways, thank you again for joining me. And until the next time we get together for a video, take care. Bye.